Okay, this is just a quick starter tutorial on what you need to know about the game, or the RPG Maker. So obviously, here's your regular menu bars, or menu options, to edit. The modes, I'll get into in a bit. You got your draw tool, which is used for these. You can also select these down here to draw different things. Go from squares to ellipses to fill, whatever you want it to be. Here's your shadow tool for making shadows when you have objects. Shadows almost always go to the right of whatever object you want, because that seems to be the setting for the sun. This is your scale button, which changes the scale on how far you can see things. And as I said, all this can be looked up here as well. And over here is your database, which you will be going into a lot. You'll spend 90% of your time in here. And there's different tabs here. You got your terms, which I'll go into another tutorial. It basically tells you what you want, what type of skills, armor types, weapon types, elements you want, what you want everything to be in the game. You could name it as levels, experience, HP, commands, everything in the terms. System is just your main system. Determines what your vehicles will look like, your party, title, currency, windows. You can also select what you want the title screen to look like. You can change the sounds of everything that happens, from bosses to equipment to the music from the title screen to the battles. Everything you need for main music playing is in here. Common events I'll get to in a minute, but these are quick events that you can use that happen a lot, like making scenes or opening treasure chests and everything like that. Tile sets are basically what it says here. Tile sets that you use for your map. You start off with the field, exterior, interior, and dungeon. And the difference between the field and interior is field is more for the world map, while interior is more for like villages or towns or castles, whatever you want it to be. And then obviously interior is for the inside, and then dungeon is for your dungeons. You can also make your own, and you can do this on everything. You can change the maximum. You'll make your own, and you can choose whatever you want here. Then you got your own animations that you can make or choose, and this is what you'll see during the fight. Like just several examples here, and then you can hit play and you can see what happens. And you can edit them if you want, make your own, whatever you want. States are the different kind of effects that can happen, like sleep, confusion, all that. Troops are the things that you'll face, and you can make whatever you want. And yeah, you can make whatever you want here, whatever kind of team. And then enemies are your own enemies that you can make. Troops just puts them together in the encounters that you'll see. Then armors, weapons, items, and skills tabs are pretty obvious, and you can make your own items, skills, armors, and weapons in every single one. And for the skills, you better learn it, because making your own skills is pretty time consuming, but it's worth it. And then you have your classes, which you choose whatever class you want to appear in your game. And you can make your own classes with your own magic, maximum health power, magic attack power, attack, defense, luck, agility, all the regular stuff. And then also determine what kind of skills they get and what they can use, like certain armors and everything. And actors is where you make your characters. Be your main characters, NPCs, whatever you want. So that's everything for the database. An icon next to it is your resource manager, which is where all your resources are. You can add more if you want, but you can also add it into the main folder of where the program is installed. Script editor I will get to in another tutorial, but this lets you customize your game to where it can be whatever you want, and it can change things from, you can make your battles look more like Final Fantasy if you want, or you can change different things that happen in the windows, different skills, whatever you want it to be. It's very, very complex, and it takes a lot of time learning. You also have over here your sound test, which obviously is a sound test. Listen to whatever you want to. Now the next thing is your character generator. You can use this to make your own character in game. It'll even make the face for you. However, it's pretty vague on how the face looks like because you can't change the angles or anything. But if you want to use that, you can. Then the final button over here is the playtest button, which lets you test your game. You want to do this every, I would suggest, 20 minutes to make sure that there's nothing wrong with your game, see if there's any glitches. And that's everything for over here. Over here is your A tab and B tab. Your A tab is for all your auto tiles, which means this is at the bottom. You will be standing on all these titles, or these will also prevent you from moving around. Now, you may notice over here that these look a little bit different because they got the black and blue squares. These go on top of your auto tiles, and some of them you can walk over, some of them you cannot. It's up to you to figure out how it is. And then B is for your decorations, and also the same for walking over and under. Some of these things you can, some of them you cannot, and it's pretty obvious. And you can use everything, get everything from castles to villages, then to gold and whatever you want. Right now this is the field set, because this is what it is in the map properties. So you'll only have access to these two tiles, but some of them will have up to A, B, C, and D, and sometimes E. And some of these, like I said, you can make your own tiles. And then down here is a list of your project, and then all your maps that you have. The more maps you have, the more that you can connect them together. And right clicking will bring up the map properties, and this is where you can change the tile set to, like I said, interior, which will come up with more options, more decorations, and everything else. You can also load sample maps. You can also generate a dungeon if you wanted to. And then shift will move it down or up. Now up here you got 3 different modes. You got the map mode, which is what we've been in, which lets you place down your tiles and everything that you need. The event mode is where you will create new events like transfers, going through doors, treasure chests in. You can also choose the starting position, and you can create your own custom events like NPCs, merchants, text within the game, story elements. It's very expansive, and there's a ton of things that you can go through, but we'll go through each and every single one in a later tutorial. And that's it for everything that you need to know. That's the basics. So when you're ready, go ahead and click the next tutorial. You also have one more thing before I let you guys go. You also have over here a compressed game data, but that's for creating your game when you're finished with it so you can give it to others. When you're done, all you need to do is just save, and we'll get moving on.